Time for a preview of the Bengaluru match. The series decider, it's 1-1. The action moves to Bengaluru, India playing Australia. And wow. It's a cracker, love it. It's even the last series had a decider. Unfortunately, India ended on the wrong side of that one. There was a 5-game series last year, only a 3-game series this year. I'm definitely sure that they're going to turn it around. I'm going to ask Ajay and Zahir about team changes, if any. Let's have a look at India first. India, if Rishabh Pant is fit, right? If he comes back, if he's given the go-ahead. Remember, they got Virat as well as a backup wicket keeper because Samson and Ishan Kishan are both in New Zealand right now. They got Virat who joined the team for the second game. Well, if Rishabh Pant is fit, what do you do?
Like I said earlier, I think the main question in front of think tank is how to go about the last game.
Yeah.
You know, whether the incident which we were discussing earlier of Saini, twisting his ankle and not being available.
Do you go with 5 bowlers or do you keep a cover?
Exactly. So that is one question which they have to deal with. I think playing Saini today was a good call. So that was a very good call which they made before this match. KL has looked good. So I think the question is, okay, whether you need Rishabh Pant's power at number 5, number 6. You'll have to change that now since KL also has scored runs. Shreyas is someone, another discussion possibly around that. He's shown the signs that he's not in the right zone at the moment. So today also with that rush shot gave me that kind of a feeling that maybe he needs a break. So that is another thing which the team management will be discussing for sure. So you might see Rishabh Pant playing in place of Shreyas and Shivam Dube coming in place of Manish Pandey. That is also one possibility which
that's interesting. Yeah.
The bowling, I think they'll continue with the same attack what played today. I think the bowling card, if you see today, I don't think there will be any questions asked.
Yeah, you're not changing anyone. You're not changing 7 to 11. There's no one changing there. Yeah.
And Rohit Sharma's fitness is something which they'll have to see.
So Virat, of course, after the match said that Rohit is going to be fine. He said categorically in the post-match that he'll be good to play on Sunday. So that's one less thing for us to worry about as fans.
What about Shikhar Dhawan as well? Because he didn't take the field today.
Shikhar Dhawan didn't take the field today. There's a lot of ifs and buts in the
seriousness
top 6.
Yeah, so
I
think these the discussions will be around these lines and depending on what the physios are saying and what is the availability.
Yeah.
So we might see some forced change and we might see some tactical changes as well.
So, why would you leave? If everything's okay after the concussion, I don't know what's happened with his. Otherwise, he's one of your players that you've been trying to groom. He's the guy that everybody believes that is an X factor. You're going to play on a very high-scoring game.
Yeah.
So you're looking more at strike rates and not more probably as much as consistency, because your consistent guys will do what they have to do.
Yeah.
So he comes back into the side, whether he keeps. I don't mind if he doesn't keep, but as a batsman, I would still like to see him in there.
Yeah.
Whose place, like he says, it could be either Manish or Shreyas or whoever. So I see that. That's how I see it. Bowling, not much change.
Yeah. Bowling means no change. Definitely 7 to 11 is not changing. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 you're keeping. You're keeping Kuldeep and Jadeja as your spinners and you're keeping your 3 pacers.
You would. Ravindra's done exceptionally well. He's contributing with bat and ball, and it's just that high-scoring game. You could take a chance with a leg spinner.
But you still want to see Kulcha, right? We all.
Not
if
just
nothing else, even for nostalgia purpose.
Because it is about those 6 balls.
Yeah.
In a 50-over game, when do you get those 6 deliveries? It's the top 6 that will decide that game, right? So if you get wickets at the top, seamers do it for you, fine. But if it doesn't, then the spinners have a different. You look at the games when we don't pick up a couple of wickets before the spinners come on. It's a different game that works all together.
And also Chahal, it is Chinnaswamy, it is a ground that he knows.
So with Chahal, what I find is that, whether it's no loss or 1 loss, he's the one who's always tossing it up. You have to go after him. He's like the Australian team.
Big hearted.
No, you've got to beat him. He doesn't give you singles.
Yeah.
anybody who gives singles, somebody like Smith and Labuschagne would be more than happy taking 5 singles because 4 over mein ek chauka lagega, so it becomes 6 and over.
Yeah.
But it's the singles that allow players like this to play through the middle stage.
Actually, that's what Chahal's philosophy is, right? That you can, if you want to hit a 6, maar ke dikha do, single nahi dunga.
So when you have the opposition and the middle order is such, say, I'm just presuming that, there's Labuschagne and Steve Smith batting in the middle from over number 15 to 35 and they get a partnership through. You have all kinds of bowlers. Somebody would give 5 singles and 1 boundary in say 5 overs, so it becomes 6 and over. Or you'll have somebody like who gets hit for 5 sixes and still gives 30 runs.
Yeah.
Your chance of winning a game is a guy who's probably got hit for 5 sixes and not a guy who gave 20-25 singles.
Yeah.
So that's a call that a captain or a team has to think of. So if you're thinking attacking, it's Chahal.
I'm telling you, Ajay Jadeja as fielding captain and Gurgaon nightclubs. This is what they have in common. They do not like singles.
Singles weren't allowed in nightclubs when we.
That's right.
Yeah.
No singles allowed.
No singles. Only
outside at the door.
And ladies' nights were free. So you.
Yeah. But we've got 22 men on the field. Yeah, this is the senior men's game. Let's have a look at the Australia team as well and see would they make any changes. See anything, gentlemen? Anyone? Hazelwood, perhaps? Do you think Hazelwood gets a game?
Yeah, I think that
You want
that
Hazelwood?
might turn out to be a good call.
You want him in place of Agar or Kane Richardson?
You can choose that. I think if you can squeeze that in on that track, because you've seen how difficult Chinnaswamy wicket can be for spinners also at times. So that is something which they can think of if they can include Hazelwood in that lineup. That will make it even more potent in terms of bowling, giving more opportunities of picking wickets, especially in that middle overs as well with that extra bounce, because Agar is someone who is a very who's not an attacking bowler. So like how the theory which he was bringing in, so that's the call. If you want to be attacking, then maybe go in with four seamers and Zampa.
They'll want to attack, no? After giving 340 away today.
Yeah, so that is the discussion.
Attack a little bit.
In batting, I think they've ticked most of the boxes. Today's wicket was not suiting their style of batting. I felt, maybe Chinnaswamy will give them that luxury of.
They anyway don't have any options.
Batting.
They've got an opener option. Opener's not playing. Darcy Short is not playing, and they've got Hanscom. So only Hanscom can come in place of perhaps Ashton Turner. Otherwise, there's not really any options there. So the possible change is only one.
Yeah.
If they do.
Yeah.
Right in the batting.
And
Darcy Short is not playing at 5. That's you're wasting his talent. He doesn't play at 5.
Yeah.
So
Agar does nothing for you.
Hanscom is backup to Alex Carey anyways. He keeps.
Yeah.
So you've seen Agar twice, right? One day you saw them with wickets down, Agar looked the same. Today you saw with no wickets down, Agar looked the same. Whereas Josh Hazelwood I'd go with him because if we get a couple of wickets, he'll put pressure there. Then in the later part of the game also it'll be. If I'm thinking from Australia, you're always better off with Hazelwood.
But tell me, is there a mindset aversion for a visiting team saying if you're playing in India, we've got to play 2 spinners? Is there some sort of mindset aversion that could be there for Australia?
And in last 4 or 5 years, we have actually seen that a lot of teams have been consciously selecting the team thinking that, okay, because it's India and Indian conditions, we need 2 spinners.
Yeah.
I think, that's something which we've seen, but it need not be the case. You've seen
because Australia's played everywhere else in the world with 1 spinner.
Yeah.
And what people need to realize who come here is there are no more Indian wickets.
Yeah.
The Indian wickets that we used to talk about or we've used to seeing is when the ball used to turn.
Yeah.
You have Kuldeep Yadav bowling, who's one of the leg spinners, and wrist spinners turn it on any kind of surface. You didn't see any turn. You saw Ravindra bowl a couple of spin balls or ball turns, Zampa going straight. Wickets around the world don't help spinners anymore. It's not that, it's not old Indian wickets where the ball would grip. You're going to play in Chinnaswamy. It's going to be up and down, straight and,
Straight and fast.
Straight and fast. So you don't. So it is no use thinking you're playing in India and that's why you want to play. These wickets are as good as wickets, you're probably playing at Oval or Adelaide or anywhere where it's a flat wicket with probably less bounce. In Rajkot, the road. Mumbai was different.